Another day, another story. I, 17 female, have two amazing supportive parents. When I was younger, I was sexually assaulted by my parents' close friend's child. I won't go into the details, but it was pretty extensive and violating. They were 4 years older than me. It went on for many years, and because I was so young, and I called them a close friend of mine because I wasn't aware of the abuse until I was older. I told my parents at around 10 what had been going on. They put me in therapy and decided not to press charges because at the time, I was not bothered by it. After some time passed, my parents got back into contact with theirs, and I hung out with them and their family on several occasions after that. I explained to my parents that it didn't bother me at all, and nothing bad ever happened again. Flash forward several years to now, it didn't start to trigger me until I became sexually active myself and I realized how much it bothers me. I have only been with one person and I cannot have sex without crying because of how triggering it all is. To connect this to the current issue, about a year ago the person who assaulted me passed in a horrible sudden accident. It was extremely shocking to everyone, and my parents were a main support to them. It had been a very difficult thing to cope with, as I don't know what to feel. On the one hand, they took advantage of me and caused me a lot of sexual trauma, but on the other, this person was a close friend growing up, and I still mourn their death. Recently, Mom told me that we would be having people over to celebrate the holiday with us, which included the person's parents. When I questioned her, including their names, she said, "Well, they have nowhere to go and I would like to spend time with them." I told my mom that she should have talked to me first about inviting them, and that if they were going to be there, I wasn't going. My mom is very upset at me and thinks that I am being rude and insensitive. Now here is where I'm stuck. My parents are both amazing people, and to be fair, I haven't explained recently how the situation has affected me, but it is very triggered to see their parents and act completely normal after their child caused me a lot of emotional damage. So, am I the asshole telling my parents I don't want their friends whose child recently died to spend the holiday with us? Edit. I wanted to keep this as vague as possible, but I feel like I need to add a few more details. The assaulted was female. I know this shouldn't make much of a difference, but the fact is it does. My parents saw this girl as a friend of mine, which is the only reason they didn't see the abuse and we were left alone. When I did come forward about it, my parents sent me to therapy, and the therapist told my parents that I was unbothered by the whole situation, so they thought it was fine. I have been to a few therapists and haven't had good luck in the past. I also know that my parents talked to a lawyer and highly considered pressing charges, but for some reason, unknown, but I think it's because her parents said she was getting treatment done. My dad does not like their family at all. I remember him saying he never wanted to see them again, actually. My mom, on the other hand, was very upset, but eventually got in contact with them again and not sure why or how. I struggled a lot realizing this was abuse due to the fact that she was female. I didn't come to terms with it until I was older, because when I was young I assumed it didn't count, which is why I felt like it wasn't allowed to bother me. A lot of people are using the word RIP, however I'm not sure this is the correct term. Her actions we honestly is horrendous and violating, so I'm not too upset about it. I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you also so much for the support, you are amazing. I'm thinking about talking to my parents, so I will provide an update if I do. Thank you, and having you here was a privilege to me. Please support the channel by subscribing,